Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Thank you so much for watching. In today's video I have created a super easy, achievable glam makeup look for you. I wanted to do something that anyone could kind of achieve while still looking kind of glam, and of course I've made it a little bit more festive. I wanted to create a look or an eye look that was really simple and easy to achieve, and also something that you could wear with any lip colour. So if you didn't want to go for red, you could swap out for a dark or a nude. But yeah, hopefully it gives you a little bit of inspiration and hopefully you learned something. So if you do want to see how I got this look right here, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I've already done my moisturiser and serum, so I'm going to go ahead with the Morphe Luminous setting spray. This smells divine. That's the guy. So I'm going to start with my foundation today. So I feel like when you have, you know, neutral colours on the eyes and you're not working with super dark shades, I feel like you can get away with just doing your base first. I know some people do their eyes first even when they're doing like really natural eyes, but just do whatever works for you. But I will say if you are going to work with dark colours, then maybe it's better off to go in with your eyes first. So the foundation that I'm using is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation with a beauty blender. So because a beauty blender does lay down quite a lot of product, although it soaks a little bit up, I do find you get quite a full coverage. So I am going to go in with a brush on my forehead, because I don't need a lot of coverage on my forehead, but I find if I use a beauty blender it applies too much and it kind of just ages my forehead, you know, where it kind of sinks into like the fine lines. So I prefer like working it in with a brush. So if you don't need a lot of coverage, then a fluffy buffing brush would work really well because it just really diffuses the product. For concealer today, I'm going to use the MAC Pro Conceal palette, and I'm going to use just one colour from this palette, which is in the shade NC20, and I'm going to use that same brush as before and just kind of push it into my skin, because I've just been really enjoying cream concealers. I just feel like they blend so easy. Although I will say, if you're quite oily and you want your makeup to last, cream concealer probably isn't the best product to use because it can slide around and lift a little bit more than say like a liquid one that sets. But it's really nice if you like that kind of glowy finish, because it gives a really nice like satin finish to the skin. And then you can just use your sponge if you want just a little bit more coverage, because that way it kind of focuses that concealer in one area and keeps it exactly where you put it. So next I'm just going to prep my eyelids with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, because I think it works quite well as an eye base as well. Just dot that all over and then use the same sponge, and just gives a really nice blank canvas for your eyeshadows. And using my normal Huda Beauty powder in the shade Pound Cake, and I typically focus it quite a lot on the cheeks wherever I put bronzer, because then you get like the smoothest blend of bronzer, so that way it doesn't like go patchy. And then anywhere where you tend to get a little bit oily, excuse my really orange hands as well. Then for bronzer, I'm using one of my new ones from Morphe. It's absolutely massive, like half the size. And this is in the shade Icon, so it is just completely matte, and it has a really nice golden undertone. It doesn't have too much red in it, and it's quite pigmented as well. So if you've been watching my videos lately, then you know that I always use the MAC Deep Darkest, is it? Yeah, Deep Darkest. And I've never really been able to find a bronzer that I like as much as that. And this is definitely up there. And then just over that, I've also got the Morphe Trio blush in Pop of Peach, and I'm just going to use this middle one here, which is called Creator. I've used this a couple times on my channel and it's grown to be one of my favourites. And I just focus the blush more on like the highest point of the cheek, and that really gives you that lifted look. And then now that I've kind of got all my face powders on, I'll just use another spritz of the Luminous setting spray. Definitely recommend any sort of like setting spray or hydrating spray after you do your face makeup, because it's one of those things that I think a lot of people, they don't know if it actually works, but it's one step in my makeup routine that I really feel like makes a massive difference. But it's hard, it's probably not noticeable to like other people, but basically it just merges all of your powder products together, and it just makes it look a lot more seamless, especially with like the highlighter and blusher. It just like merges it all together, so it's not like sitting on top of your skin, especially if you like quite a lot of highlight. If you do a spritz kind of over your cheek, it just makes it look a lot softer and a part of the rest of your makeup basically. So for brows today, I'm going to use my Morphe Micro Brow Pencil. So I go between the Eyebrow Queen brow pencil and this one. I find the Morphe one is just a little bit more natural in terms of the colour. The colour is just a little bit better with my natural brow colour. Whereas the Eyebrow Queen is just a little bit darker, so I find sometimes it can look a bit too harsh. Whereas this one kind of just blends into my natural brow. And this is in the colour Hazelnut. And I mean, I find brows really boring to show. I don't know if anyone is interested, but I basically just do a line underneath, just following my natural shape, but just defining it and lengthening the tail, filling in this front bit, just making it a bit fuller, just flicking it upwards. And make your brows straighter, then the thing to do, so like if you don't want them as angled, the thing to do is to not focus it so much on the arch, but bring this line across. So from the mid part of the brow to the tail, if you make that line straighter and thicken this bit under your arch, you'll create more of a straighter brow. And then also, if you don't bring your tail down as far, if you kind of bring your tail out more this way, you just get a straighter brow. Whereas if you focus it more on the arch and you really angle it and angle your tail down this way, and you don't fill in as much here, your eyebrow will kind of be more arched. Obviously it depends on what your natural brow is like, but yeah, hopefully that's a little tip. I don't know if it helps, but okay, so now that we've got the brows on, so I did go ahead and pop a little bit of concealer under my brow just to tidy it up. Then I also used the Morphe Brow Set in Clear to set them in place. So for eyeshadow, I thought I'd keep it reasonably minimal and easy, and I wanted to use the new Morphe liquid shadows. They're called metallic eyeshadows, so they're basically like a liquid formula and they set down. I really wanted to show them to you because they are freaking stunning. They remind me of a product that MAC used to do like years ago. I don't know if they brought it back out, but I put them on my hand yesterday when I received them from Morphe. And then I went for a dog walk and I forgot I had them on, and then I had a shower, forgot they were on there, and they were literally still on there afterwards, so I had to literally like scrub my hand to get them off. So they seem really long wearing. So I've got these three gorgeous colours here from the Bare Sizzle. So they come as a 3. Hiya, gorgeous. Hi. Hello. Want to say hello? Oh, say hi. Look how big you are. She's so big. Hey, hello. Oh, wow, how beautiful are you. You don't need any makeup. But I thought basically why I wanted to use them is I thought they'd be really good for a cut crease. So if you're someone like who struggles with like cutting the crease with concealer, you could literally use this because it's got an applicator. But that is them on my hand, if you can see that. Just super glowy. I just thought it would be perfect for this look, for a really easy, effortless eye look. For eyeshadow, I don't really have a new palette that I wanted to use. But I do have these two here. I don't know which one I want to use because I know a lot of you have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette already. But then some of you have been saying that you want me to create more looks with this one. I don't know. Right, I'm going to use this palette. The shades like M3 and Latte. They're really nice and neutral and perfect for any kind of look when you're wearing a red lip. First colour I'm going to go in with is the shade M3, and I'm going to use that on a Morphe M441 brush. Just a very light amount, so just to kind of follow the natural crease of my eye. You do it when your eye is open. You can see exactly where the colour is going to be when you're looking forward. And I really like the formula of the MADDIE ZIEGLER palette. Oh my god, I feel like I always get the name wrong. This colour has a, although it's quite neutral, it does have a little bit of a warm undertone. So I do think it's quite nice when you have a little bit of warmth on the eye when you're going for a red lip. So it just complements each other really nicely. And we're also going to take that colour underneath the eye as well. And I'm going to use a Morphe M456 brush just to really softly define the lower lash line. So it kind of applies it and blends it at the same time. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of definition in the crease with the shade Kenny, which is a gorgeous warm red brown. So I only want to add a tiny weeny bit of this in the outer corner, just to give the eyes a little bit more depth. I'm using that on a Spectrum B10 brush. Remember, you can always add more eyeshadow after you've done the lip, because there's nothing worse than doing your eyeshadow and then putting a lip on and then being like, no, that doesn't work. So just build it up slowly, and again with the eyes open so you can see exactly where it's going to be. Again, kind of just from outer to inner corner, like so. So that is pretty much it for the eyes for now. We can maybe apply a little bit more later on. We'll see. So next I'm going to go in with one of the liquid metallic eyeshadows, and I think I'm going to use the shade Heated, which was the lightest one in the trio. And like I said earlier, these are great for when you want to create that kind of cut crease look, especially if you're not used to using, say, like a thin brush. You can literally use the applicator. So I basically, with something like this, always apply it from the lowest part of the lid first, because you don't want to apply too much product where the crease is. And once you've got the product mainly on there, then kind of follow the natural shape of your eye. You can take it up slightly higher than your natural creases, and that will kind of give the illusion of a larger eyelid. Just do it in very slow little movements. And I think with something like this, it's always best to kind of do it in thin layers, and that way hopefully it won't like crack. Obviously I've never used this before, so who knows. But I've just done like a very light layer so far, and then whatever's left, kind of just blend it in to the edge. You could definitely wear this like daytime as well, and just like wear it on its own if you really wanted. Okay, so that is pretty much the eyelid done. I think I'm gonna like try and look down to let them set so they don't like crease before they've even set. Okay, so I was actually going to do a black winged liner, but sometimes that's just a little bit too much with getting it even and all that. But I thought I did want to keep this like tutorial really easy to do, so I thought why not still kind of do like a wing but with eyeshadow, because everyone can kind of achieve that. And it's not so daunting either. So I'm going to go back into the shade Kenny with an angled brush. This is the Morphe M158 brush, and I'm just going to get a little bit on the brush and kind of as if I was going to create a wing but just with eyeshadow. So I just follow the bottom lash line up like that, and then from the top of that line you kind of just bring it inwards, and then you've got your shape, and then from there you can kind of like make it thicker or longer. I do feel like that colour is a little bit too reddy. Right, I'm just going to go with this colour from the MADDIE Beer palette. Obviously it's not from the same palette, which is annoying, but just go in with any sort of dark brown. You could use black if you really wanted to. So I'm literally just going to go over the top of that. Don't give me that, don't drop. But yeah, that's the good thing about powder, is you can kind of like soften it away if you feel like you make any mistakes. That's pretty much it. This kind of look is great for like just really elongating your eye without looking too harsh with black eyeliner. And also the good thing about this kind of liner is that it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you feel like you can't get them even, then literally just use your brush and kind of like diffuse the top of it like that, just back and forth, and any jagged lines, you can't even notice them. So I'm just going to pop on some mascara. I'm using the Dark Matter Mascara by Spectrum, and then I'm going to pop some lashes on. Okay, so I am going to pop some lashes on now. So I'm going to use the SLAYAGE lashes by Morphe, because they're not too dramatic, so I don't want them to like compete with the bold lip. Okay, literally, do you not want to thank the Lord when your lashes go on with no bumps? Honestly, I dread doing lashes. I don't know why, because sometimes they go on nice, sometimes they go on smooth. I don't know if it's because I've got small eyes. I actually find them quite difficult to apply. I feel like if you've got like really big round eyes, you can literally just go plonk them on. Okay, so that is them on. So yeah, really like wispy, not too big, but they've got like enough depth in the root to give you that nice voluminous look. Okay, so moving on to lips now. I'm not gonna lie, on the website I thought it was more like an orangey red, but when I swatched it, it does look quite, it's just like a true red, but I thought it's still really nice and festive. It's going to be like the perfect red for Christmas. So I thought I would show you what it looks like on. I do also have another option, also from Morphe, which is a lipstick option, which is called Lover. Really, really similar in colour, so if you prefer a lipstick over a liquid lip, then you could opt for this one. Oh my god, that's so weird. So when I swatch them, how are you going to see that? That looks more orangey. That's really weird, because when I first bought it, it didn't look orangey. Maybe it's because I'm comparing it. And then before I put on the liquid lip, I've actually been using the Project Lip lip enhancing, what's it called? Lip enhancement. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. I'm not sure. I'll link it down below. I've done a review on this if you do want to know more information on it. But it's basically one of those ones that makes your lips tingle. But I quite like using it when I'm using like bold lips, because it just gives that extra like oomph as well. Oh my god, also guys, the Morphe liquid lipsticks, well this one, oh my god, it smells freaking insane. Oh my god, I want to eat it. Good thing about liquid lipsticks, I feel like you don't really have to use lip liner too much. I think I'm just going to use it on its own and see how I go. No, it definitely is orangey. Oh my god, that's so weird. It definitely didn't look orange when I first got it. I don't know. Oh my god, this colour is insane in the membrane. So that is pretty much the look finished. Of course, you could always go in with a different lip colour. This kind of eye look you can kind of pair with any lip colour if you wanted, like a dark lip. A dark lip would look really nice, or even just like a nude lip if you wanted to keep it really simple and effortless. So hopefully you enjoyed this look. I hope you learned something new. Let me know what you want to see next, and please subscribe if you are new here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and you'll see me in my next one. Bye!